As advertised, today we're going to discuss the top 7 tactics to maximize your real estate database marketing. And if you keep watching, we're going to give you a bonus tip covering the most effective thing that you can do to strengthen your real estate business. You can implement it right now, starting today, right away. Hi, this is Real Estate with Alyse and Jay. I'm Jay, and Alyse isn't joining us today. She actually got a little bit of a vacation, and so I'm just holding down the fort while she's having a little bit of fun. So if you have any questions, our contact information is in the description below, and please feel free to call, text, or email us. So if you've been watching and following along, you know how important we feel that the database is, and hopefully you've already gone through and finished creating your database, which means by now you're probably thinking, so great, I went through all the steps, I did all the work and got my database together. So it's been created and organized and ready to go. So now how can I start using it to generate buyer and seller clients? Well, that's a great question, and I'm glad you've asked, because the first tactic that we're going to talk about is email. And email is a great entry point because it's inexpensive and it's scalable. So you can get your database into the email system that you want to use, and then boom, you can email 5 people at once, 5,000 people at once, 500 people at once. It's up to you. Like I said, it's scalable and it's inexpensive. So the next tactic we want to discuss is snail mail. And, people like getting personalized mail, especially in this day and age when most of what they're getting in the mailbox is junk mail, flyers, things like that, or bills, right? And who wants that? And then on the other side of that coin, we're getting a lot of digital advertising thrown in our face nowadays. So it's nice to get something personalized in the mail with your name on it that isn't junk. And so that can be really effective. The next tactic is sponsor a club. Find something that aligns with you and who you are and what you like to do already. This way, it can be fun and you'll want to do it for a long time. That's something that's just a flash in the pan, right? For Alyse and I, rugby is one of the big passions we have. It's one of the things that we enjoy doing and enjoy being around. So it's a natural fit for us to sponsor the rugby club. And we enjoy it. We enjoy being part of the group. And this was something that we were going to do anyway. So at least this way we're getting some awareness within the group that we're here to help them. Tactic number 5 is host an event. So this could be something as simple as having a backyard barbecue and inviting some people over. Maybe do the same thing, but go to a happy hour somewhere, or even something a little bit more intricate, like putting on a home buyer seminar or a home seller webinar, right? Because remember, we can do these online nowadays on Zoom or that type of thing. And again, just following that rugby theme, Alyse and I, we host an event for the rugby club every year called the Coaches Challenge. And it's become one of the big events of the season. It's really just a way to get the old group together with the young group. And we have like high schoolers and youth members and girls and women's, and everybody plays together. And we just modify the rules for whoever's out on the field at the particular time. But it's a fun game. We have a big trophy that's the cup that gets awarded to the winners. And we put the placard with the score on that every year. And like I said, it's just become something fun that everybody enjoys doing and being a part of. And it's a way for us to be part of that community, right? Just by hosting that event. So the next tactic is to give away swag. And this is a fun one because it's usually a great way to create brand awareness, and it's usually fun and well received. And we're talking about things like koozies or t-shirts or backpacks, ball caps, water bottles, all that kind of stuff. And in fact, the rugby club is looking for some balls for the rugby team this year, and we are getting our logo put on one of the orders of those team balls that are coming in. So again, it's probably not going to sell a ton of houses, but it's going to keep us top of mind with the group that we like to be a part of. The next on the list is Goodwill, right? We can do this by sending out a gift card for a cup of coffee somewhere, like Starbucks or someplace like that, or even things just like a bag of popcorn or some cookies, things like that. And this creates goodwill, and it also puts that idea of reciprocity in mind, where some people that receive that gift, they might feel like they want to give back to us because we were so nice to them, to think of them and send them a little something. So that's a good way to do that and create that goodwill by just giving a little small gift that shows you're thinking about them and that you care about them. The next tactic is social media. So most of our friends and family and our database, they're already on social media. So we're just going to meet them where they're at and make some posts on there about, just some fun things that we're doing or have going on in our lives, maybe something interesting going on. We want to post tips on how we can specifically help buyers and sellers. And it's always nice if we can comment on some of their posts that interest us, that they're posting or talking about, right? Social media is a two-way street. We want that engagement. And it's especially nice if it's something like their birthday, or maybe they have a graduation or a job promotion promotion, something like that, just reach out and say something on social media. It's always a nice thing. So here's the bonus tip that we've been talking about and promising you. And a lot of people have already heard about this, but it's really underutilized. And the bonus tip is to use video. Did you know that in most markets all across the country, less than 1% of real estate agents are using video in any way that's really moving the needle of their real estate business? So that means that it's such a huge differentiator and just a big way to stand out from the crowd. Plus, that means there's virtually no competition in your market in general. But if you think about it as your database, that's an even smaller part of your market. And these are people that already know you, like you, and trust you. So there's virtually no competition to be on video for that. So hopefully that will get your brain kind of cooking with some of the ways that we can utilize this. But I just want to kind of go a little bit deeper to kind of discuss some of those things. And so one of the big things about video is that it's really the next best thing to meeting somebody in person. So what you want to do with your videos is you want to be real, you want to be authentic, you want to be like who you are off of video, right? Because if your character is to be like corny jokes and like to be humorous and stuff like that, like me, you're not going to want to come across on video like a stuffy news reporter, right? You're going to want to come across as you. So make sure to be authentic. The next big thing about video is just the leverage that you can get from it, and specifically just thinking about hours of watch time. So I can kind of break that down for you. But let's just say we got a video that's got 10 hours of watch time and it's a 10-minute video. Well, that means to have the equivalent, I would have to sit down, have a 10-minute meeting with 60 people in order to create that same value or that same timeline. And if you think about it, if I got to meet with 60 people, that's not just a 10-minute meeting because it's going to take me 20 minutes to get there, 10, 20 minutes to plan and coordinate it with them. So that's a lot of time that you're saving. And so that we're talking about leverage from our end as you and I as realtors, but from the client's end or the person that we're meeting from their end, it's also a super helpful item because they're busy leading their lives and they don't necessarily want to take a break to meet us in person, but they'd still like to get that information, right? So now they can get on there and watch this video 24/7, nights, evenings, weekends, holidays, whenever they want and whenever it's convenient for them. So we're also really keeping the client in mind when we're trying to just talk about that leverage that we can get from it. The next thing is that education piece, because we like to use education as a way to build value. It's just a great way to come across as helpful and informative and not salesy because you're providing some valuable information to them, but it also helps position you as a trusted expert in their minds, because the way that video works is the more that they see you, the more that they start to trust you and see you as that expert. So if they're watching a little bit of your video every week, it's going to go a long way. And kind of the last part of that we want to discuss is just the general marketing principles of staying top of mind and building those relationships, that know, like, and trust factors that I like to call it, KLT. And so basically when you're in front of them and you're giving them that valuable information, at some point it's going to feel like you're everywhere, right? You're in their email, you're in their mailbox, you're on social media, you're at local events, you're hosting local events for them. Right. So that becomes a thing that's known as the frequency illusion. And that helps solidify you as the number one or number two realtor in their mind. And it's even better if they consider you their realtor, because then you own that number one spot. Because remember, the ultimate goal of all of this is when somebody's asking them, hey, who's a good realtor? Who do you know, like, and trust as a real estate agent? You want them to recommend you to get your name out there to help grow everything that we're doing. And that brings us to that KLT factor, that know, like, and trust factor. Again, with video, the more that they watch, the more that they're going to trust you and see you as the expert. So with some of those Goodwill ideas, marketing and gifts and things like that we're talking about, that's going to be helpful to build and strengthen those relationships in a different way, right? More about like we care about them kind of way. So when you start to put that together, you begin to become the expert that cares about them and cares about their family and their well-being and stuff like that. So you're going to become the person that they want to recommend to their friends and family. It's just a natural growth of building that know, like, and trust. So I really want to offer some encouragement and just let you know that, hey, it took us many, many, many years to figure all this stuff out and to streamline it and to automate it and do it in a way that kept the business fun and exciting for us. So we would love to help you do that, because we know if we can do it, then you can too. So our contact information is in the description. We'd love to help you shave years and years and years off of your business growth and just trim it down into really a matter of months. So please feel free to call, text, or email us. Thanks again for watching. And as we like to say, keep Austin weird and keep San Antonio cool.